Hello everyone, I am Dr. Donald Ozello of Championship Chiropractic in Las Vegas, Nevada. Welcome to today's episode of Dr. Ozello's Sports Medicine Report. Today I'm going to be covering an exercise called cervical retraction. Cervical retraction is a strengthening exercise for the muscles that move the neck backwards. This is a basic motion that has a very small amount of motion, but it's so important. Throughout our lives, we are constantly looking at the computer or we're looking at our phone, and these muscles in the back of the neck become weak. So we want to make sure that we improve our posture by strengthening the muscles in the upper back that keep us upright, strengthening the muscles that retract the scapula. These are the muscles that pull the shoulder blades backwards, and also the muscles that pull the neck backwards. This can be accomplished with an exercise called cervical retraction. When we are performing cervical retraction, we want to make sure that we are sitting up straight, the scapulas are retracted, the thoracic spine, which is the mid-back, is straight. We want to make sure that the chin is parallel to the floor. You don't want the head bent down like this. You don't want the head bent backwards. Just want to hold the chin in a position where it's parallel to the floor. And all you're doing is moving the head backwards. This is called cervical retraction. Cervical is the medical term for the neck. You're moving the head backwards like this. If you have a difficult time doing this, what you can do is use two fingers as a guide. You don't want to push with your two fingers. Just use the two fingers as a guide. So place two fingers on your chin, and you want to hold an isometric contraction. Start with 2 seconds and build to 6 seconds. Then you could build to 15 repetitions. So again, you're sitting up nice and straight. The thoracic spine is straight. The scapulas are retracted. The chin is parallel to the floor. You place two fingers on the front part of the chin, and you move the neck backwards and hold an isometric contraction for 2 to 6 seconds. Start with 2 seconds and build to 6 seconds. If you have a tough time doing this in the seated position, you could also do it in a supine position where you are pushing the back of the head against a bench. Some people prefer to do it that way. That's also a way that some folks learn how to do this exercise. But once you have learned how to do the exercise, then you move into the seated position like I'm doing right here. Again, you're seated in good posture. Thoracic spine is straight. Scapulas are retracted. Move the neck backwards. Hold an isometric contraction for 2 to 6 seconds, and then relax. And once you have mastered this without resistance, then you can move to using resistance. Strengthening the neck is vital in injury prevention in sports and in all walks of life. Cervical retraction is a basic exercise that you could learn to do that will help to prevent sports injuries, by strengthening your neck. There's also some research that shows that strengthening your neck will help to prevent concussions. So if you play in a contact sport such as football, wrestling, or hockey, or any of the combat sports, then you want to make sure that you strengthen your neck. Also, like I said before, cervical retraction will help to improve your posture by strengthening the muscles in the posterior part of the neck. I'm going to use a device right now that I love. This is called the neck flex. The neck flex is a piece of equipment that can be used to strengthen the neck. This is a piece of equipment that I highly recommend. It's positioned on the head. You want to pull it down so it fits snug. I always pull the ears outside of the neck flex. This also fits for a variety of sizes, so you can always make it larger or smaller if you need to. The one thing that I really like about this is its safety features. So if you are doing an exercise like I'm performing right now, cervical retraction, you hook the resistance bands to both sides. So it's not just one area that you're connecting to, but two. This helps to make this device safer. You always want to be safe when you're exercising, especially when you are exercising your neck. You don't want to take any chances on getting injured. You also want to make sure that you have the chin strap on. And then you Velcro it around so that it's nice and snug. Push it down so that it has a proper fit. And you want to attach the resistance band so that the band is connected on the right side and on the left-hand side. The clamps should always go on the bottom. And to perform this exercise with resistance, there's several different ways you can do it. The first way I'm going to demonstrate is just with the arms out front. And then also you could do it where you attach it to a sturdy pole or a piece of exercise equipment. You always want the resistance to be at about eye level. And again, the motion is just pulling the spine backwards. So the resistance should be right at eye level. Again, we're not going into cervical extension or cervical flexion. You're holding the jaw and chin so that it is parallel to the floor. You want to reach it forward with the resistance, and again, it should be at eye level. And then I'm going to turn a little bit so you can see a little bit better. What you want to do is sit up nice and straight, pull the scapulas backwards, and then retract the cervical spine. Hold an isometric contraction for 2 to 6 seconds. And then move out of the cervical retraction very slowly. You want to control the eccentric phase of the motion. Again, move out of it very slowly. You are keeping the resistance at eye level. Keep the thoracic spine straight. Keep the scapulas retracted. And then move the neck posterior. Hold an isometric contraction for 2 to 6 seconds. Again, I highly recommend this, first of all, for its safety features, but then for all the different exercises that you can do. I'm going to do another video on cervical extension, cervical flexion, cervical lateral flexion that you can perform with the neck flex. But again, this video is for cervical retraction, which is a strengthening exercise for the posterior aspect of the neck. It's going to help to strengthen the muscles that pull the neck backwards. It's going to help to improve our posture, may help you to rehabilitate a neck injury, and also may help you to prevent a neck injury or help you to prevent concussions. Anytime you're doing an exercise, you want to work through a pain-free range of motion. If there is pain, numbness, tingling, any type of symptoms, you want to stop doing that exercise. Again, start at the very basics with no resistance and then build to where you are using resistance. And that's where the neck flex comes in. Again, you can do it like I was doing it, where I was holding the resistance band, or you can wrap the resistance band around a sturdy surface. You just want to make sure that the resistance is at eye level. So you could pull the chin straight backwards and hold that isometric contraction. Thank you very much for viewing today's episode of Dr. Ozello Sports Medicine Report, where I covered cervical retraction, an extremely important exercise for upper body posture and for neck health. I spoke about the neck flex in detail. This is a great piece of equipment. I highly recommend it for doing cervical retraction and for doing other cervical spine strengthening exercises. Please feel free to like this video. If you have questions, comments, or feedback, please leave them in the comments section below. If you have questions about my book, you can visit my website, championshipchiropractic.com. My book is titled Running, Maximize Performance, and Minimize Injuries. Again, my website is championshipchiropractic.com. You can also get my blog by going to my website. I have a variety of articles on spine health and on chiropractic. I also have this YouTube channel, so please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Again, thank you for viewing. I am Dr. Donald Ozello of Championship Chiropractic in Las Vegas, Nevada. Train hard, train smart, and stay injury-free.